It's the Immaculate Podcast.
You are now listening to the Immaculate One.
The Immaculate Podcast.
You are now tuned into the Immaculate One.
It's the Immaculate Podcast.
You are now listening to the Immaculate One.
It's the Immaculate Podcast.
You are now tuned into the Immaculate One.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for another recap on the Immaculate Podcast. I am your host, the Immaculate One. You guys know me. I don't need to introduce myself, but I am here for a special time, a special moment, ladies and gentlemen. I need to go ahead and give a shout out. Because I didn't do this on the last recap or even the last live feed that I just did yesterday. I need to give a shout out to my sponsors. My first sponsor is going to be Shamfit Studios, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, if you go in and you guys drop the Immaculate Podcast, you guys are going to get a free week membership at the gym. Guys, listen, that gym is top tier, guys. I say this every episode besides the last one. This gym is not like no other, guys. You guys have state-of-the-art facility, clean gym, guys. It's brand new equipment, guys. These are machines that you can't find in any other gym. This gym is actually low-key, which is nice because you can literally go in there and you guys can get in and get out, which is super nice, guys. This isn't just like a public gym where you'll see 10,000 people, guys. This is for exclusive gym dedicated people, guys. Make sure you guys go in there. You will also get not only the fitness gym, which is on the main level, you guys will get the sweated out classes. The sweated out classes, guys, is on a different level. Like I told you before, guys, and I'll tell you again, when I did the sweated out classes, I mean, you work from station to station. You got anything from boxing to a power treadmill, which when I looked up his treadmill expenses, guys, these treadmills are like over $15,000 each. They got all these different type of training regimens on there. They got sleds, all kinds of leg workout exercises. Sitting like a general treadmill, guys. These are top tier treadmills. You got anything from band ropes. You guys got the medicine ball exercises. You guys got, I mean, like, you literally have so many high interval exercise machines, guys. You will work your ass off. There's a reason why they call it the sweated classes. When I went through 4 different stations, I had somebody tell me, hey, do this, do 10 jumping jacks, and then grab this dumbbell and do a cartwheel and a backflip. And I was over here like, you what? What? I tell you what, after I got done after that sweated out class, I was over here like, I was hurting. But it's worth it, guys. And if you don't believe me, just go in there and check it out. Go in there, drop the Immaculate Podcast, and try it out for yourself. You guys get a whole week for that. You guys get the gym. You guys get the upstairs sweated out classes. They have very clean bathrooms. They got showers, guys. They got everything that you need. All you got to do is go check it out. It's not really that hard. It's not complicated. Our other sponsor as well, guys, Guardian Storage. Guardian Storage, guys, is a new storage company. Currently, right now, they are running, just for the Immaculate Podcast, you guys can get your first 2 months 50% off. I will say that one more time, ladies and gentlemen. If you go in and drop the Immaculate Podcast, you'll get your first 2 months 50% off by dropping the Immaculate Podcast, guys. That's the deal that they're exclusively doing for us. It is a new storage company, guys. It just hit Evansville Market. They are on South Green River Road. They are a very friendly, very understanding and nice company, guys. Go in there, drop the Immaculate Podcast. If you got some stuff you guys got to move, you guys got something going on, drop in there, use my promo, and get yourselves a 50% discount. It's just that simple. Next thing, gotta give a shout out to my man upstairs, Don DeMarco, for the Lord Savior. Won't he do it? Won't he do it? Always gotta give a shout out to him. I apologize for not giving a shout out the last time, but I want to make sure that I correct my mistakes, because obviously I am not perfect. But I know enough about that. You guys came here for the Jake Paul and the Anthony Joshua recap, guys. I literally rewatched the fight again, just from the second of the entrance all the way to the end of the fight. I literally took notes. Now this is just my opinion. I know you guys are probably going to have your own opinions. I want to make sure that you guys come in here. When you drop in your opinions, I will address them as they come into the comment section. Make sure you guys go in, drop a comment, drop a like. If you like my content, share it, because obviously I can't reach out to new people without your help. And if you haven't already, guys, go on the Immaculate Podcast page. Make sure you give us a like. Make sure you give us a subscription, and make sure you guys hit that notification button. And another thing, if you haven't went on YouTube yet, get your asses over to YouTube. Go to the Immaculate Podcast and do the same. All right. This the only way I can grow is by your support. And if you support your boy, I can support more content. And if I give you more content, I can give you more juice. It's just that simple, guys. Come on now. Anyway, what's your thoughts, guys? Who do you guys, I mean, obviously we know who won the fight, but in reality, what's your guys' thoughts on the Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua fight? All right, so I'm going to start at the original walkout, ladies and gentlemen. The walkout is what I'm originally going with right now. I'm going to start out with in this exact order. We're going to start with Anthony Joshua's walkout. Okay, so his obviously was non-theatric. It was straight stoic mindset. Game face, like, I'm not here for the theatrics and bullshit. I'm here to collect this check and whoop that ass. So Anthony Joshua walked out, man. He was very, very, very locked in. You can tell, even from his entourage, guys. Even from his entourage, he didn't have that many people to walk out with him. Again, he was out there to collect this check and to prove to everybody who he was. So there's not really much to hinder about his walkout. Sorry, guys, I gotta turn on this AC this fan real quick. I'm already sweating my ass off. Sorry, guys. And I just totally hit the camera. Now, Jake Paul. We all know Jake Paul is a theatrical type of mofo, okay? Anytime a man shows up in a Hulkamania jacket, knowing Hulk Hogan's reputation amongst the black community, dropping the N-bomb, if you didn't know that already, then y'all been living under a rock. But if you didn't know, I'll spill the beans. Hulk Hogan had dropped a racial slur saying that he didn't want his daughter dating a nigga. And it's just that simple. And I mean, hey, listen, Hogan was born in the prehistoric days, back when interracial dating wasn't as common as it was now. So it is what it is. I get it. Okay, that's your opinion. I don't give a fuck, because interracial dating is taking over now, and everybody that's not their own race generally now is dating. So you know what? Get the fuck over. But it's funny that you want to wear the Hulkamaniac and then wear the Real American theme song that initially started it. So I thought that was very gimmick heavy. The glasses, I ain't gonna lie, they kind of look cheap. Look like something that I could have bought from Casey's gas station for like $13.99, but I'm not knocking him, you know what I'm saying, because it's all about entertainment value. So entertainment wise, I give him like a B minus, you know, so it wasn't that bad. But again, this is all about entertainment. So like me just knowing what he was wearing already, if I didn't know any better, I would have already suggested he was probably going to lose the fight. Now, the Tekashi 6ix9ine walkout, guys, I ain't gonna lie to you. Tekashi ain't been relevant since fucking 2020, you know what I'm saying? But the fact that he walked out with Tekashi 6ix9ine looked more confused than ever. Last time I checked too, wasn't he just on like someone's podcast with short purple hair? Then all of a sudden he walks out and he's got fucking shit locks that's painted like the package of a tropical rainbow Skittles pack. And this man now all of a sudden's got long hair. I don't know about y'all, but I think that's very weird that you would get all this fake hair braided in your hair just to perform, let alone perform for Jake Paul. And I don't understand the concept of why you would want to braid fake hair in your hair, but I know for a fact that was not real hair. I thought that was a little sus, but again, I'm only spectating, guys. This is just something that I've analyzed during the whole fight. So again, I already knew Jake Paul was going to lose when he had Tekashi 6ix9ine escort that man out with the song. I ain't gonna lie to you, the song is actually kind of dope, so I gotta be able to tip my cap to Tekashi for walking out to that. But I already knew he was gonna fucking lose anyway. Let's see, Jake Paul walking to the ring. Listen, when I saw Jake Paul's entourage, there's like 30 black people and maybe one other white person, and it was Logan Paul. So I already know that his priorities or not what he originally started with. I'll be honest with you guys. I've known Jake, not know Jake personally, but I've watched Jake Paul's content ever since he first started. He never had that many black people around him. I mean, hey, shout out to the black people for out there getting that bag. But I can tell you right now, 3/4, actually, I'm gonna say 3/4, 99% of those black people knew he was about to go in there and get that ass handed to. It's just that simple. But I laugh because I'm literally watching him and he's doing all this bullshit and he's dancing and shit, and I'm like, bro, you're working so hard to get that ass whooped is crazy to me. And then watching the fight, I realized that he put more into his entrance than he did in the fucking fight. So again, I knew by his entrance Jake Paul was gonna fucking lose the fight. But anyway, again, this is just my assessment, so y'all might have a different opinion. But when I watched that man walk through with this ketchup and mustard pack looking jacket on, which, yeah, if you don't know what I'm talking about, put a little bit of ketchup and mustard and swish it around in the middle, which I know some of y'all's done that before and ate your fries with it. That's what his outfit looked like. It looked like a created, mashed up concoction that was confused about what they wanted to eat, and I just could not understand the red and yellow, but yet you came out with the American theme, which should have been red, white, and blue. But whatever, that's a whole nother thing. I'm not gonna go far into that. But when I watched that man go through and tried to act black, guys, somewhere Jamie Kennedy, Malibu's Most Wanted, was over there rolling over in his goddamn grave. God dang it! Yeah, I said it. You know, when he was just sitting there thugging out, I was over here like, man, this is pretty sad, man. This is what we come to. But it's cool. Jamie Kennedy somewhere pissed off because he's got his gimmick stolen by Jake Paul. It is what it is. But anyway, guys, we're getting to the announcement. Jake Paul, 12-1. 12-1 pre-fight, of course, with 7 knockouts. Did anybody notice that it said he fought out of Puerto Rico? Like, what? Like, when they said that, they're like, yeah, Jake Paul, 12-1 with 7 knockouts fighting out of Puerto Rico.
You what?
What? How do you come out with a real American music, but you're fighting out of Puerto Rico? That makes a lot of sense. Again, if I didn't know any better, judging by that alone, I would have thought you was about to fucking lose. But that's cool, Jake Paul, do you, bro. Everybody... Literally, like, everybody that came out in his corner, like, everybody looked corny as fuck. And that's not disrespecting the credentials that his cornermen had, but you can look on their face and they're like, bro, you're fucked. You're cooked. Like, there's nothing I can tell you to beat this man. This man is 6'6". He's built like he's carved out of a stone. Jake, there's nothing I can tell you, bro. Just don't die. That's all I can tell you. Don't die. And watch out for the right hook. That's literally what I can tell you. And I felt bad because, like, just looking at them, like, they knew the outcome before the fight even started. But anyway, Anthony Joshua, 28-4 with 25 knockouts. That alone, again, if I didn't watch boxing and I didn't know any better, I'm thinking 28-4, 12-1, 7 knockouts, 25 knockouts. I wonder what could happen. Again, if I didn't know any better, just looking at the way it's set up, Jake Paul already knew he was going to lose that fight. Guys, anybody who literally bet on Jake Paul, you deserve one of these 1,000%.
Stop it. Get some help.
Because I know as soon as the 6th round came around and that man took that hard shot, y'all was over here like, y'all knew the man was going to lose, man. He was fighting a losing battle. And I'll get more into detail about that as the assessment comes along. But still, 25 knockouts, guys. This guy is a 2-time world heavyweight champion, a former Olympian, fighting a YouTuber, guys. Okay, I'm not saying Jake Paul's not a real boxer, okay? The man has spent 5 years grinding and boxing and training his ass off, and I fully respect anybody that's got the grown balls and the grown man fortitude to step in the ring against somebody of that caliber, but you can't play boxer. It's just not realistic. You just can't. I don't care how much theatrics you throw into it. You can throw the clauses in there, which I'll get into that as well, but you can't play boxer. And that's just the fucking truth. What did Michael say? Bro, that should have been what happened to Tyson. Again, I agree with you. If you rewatch the Tyson fight, Michael, there was a few opportunities that Tyson could have taken. in slow-mo, he definitely pulled back on a few of his punches for sure. If you rewatch that fight, and I don't know who it was, I can't think of the person's name, but someone YouTube clipped a few moments that Tyson slipped a punch and kind of came under, which is going to be that overhand right that he famously throws. And it's like he pulled back a few times on it, which I feel like he was thinking $20 million clause. Now, this is all alleged, of course, but $20 million clause, I got to stick to the game plan if I want this money. So I truly still believe that Mike Tyson, in a real fight, if your life depended on it, I truly believe that Mike Tyson would have slept Jake Paul. That's just me personally. Again, I respect the fact that Jake Paul is a real fighter, guys. You can't be like, oh, Jake Paul is this, he's that. He's actually a real fighter, guys. But when you step in the realm of a real boxer that's been doing this his whole life, you can't play boxer. It's just not realistic. So, Anthony Joshua the whole time was standing on business. You're right, Michael. It was more than a few times. I was trying to be nice, but yes, you're 100% correct. But the whole time that they're doing the announcements, Jake Paul's going back and forth, his body, you can tell he's just out there having fun, which, hey, kudos to him. Anybody that can go out there and put on a poker face and having fun, knowing damn well you about to get your ass handed to you, is diabolical, and something ain't right in the head. But, hey, the whole time, Anthony Joshua was stoic. He didn't move. He was locked in. He knew what the job was. He knew what it was at hand, and he knew what the outcome was going to be. So, Aaron, we say just was a clip of The Rock smacking Kevin Hart and Jumanji saying it was AJ Jake Paul. Yeah, you're right, 100%. I totally agree with you with that. Now the touch gloves, guys. I'm trying to really analyze everything of the breakdowns. So again, Jake Paul 12-1. And then you got Anthony Joshua's 28-4. So Anthony Joshua was already in the middle. Of course, I pay attention to the small details, guys. When there's MMA fights, anything that's combat sports in general, I watch everything to the particular walk through all the way to when the fight is in an announcement. The eye contact, the body language, these are things that I can tell when I'm like, this dude's locked in. There's another time that I can look like this guy knows he's about to lose. These are things that I look at because for me, I've trained, I've boxed, I've grappled. There's a lot of things that I've analyzed over the years of noticing certain things, even in weigh-ins and stare downs, that you can tell a lot by a person just by their body language. Your body language tells a story, and it's anything you can vocally say. You can try to hide all you can, but your actions tell the truth. The whole time I could just Anthony Joshua was already in the middle of the ring by the time Jake Paul was still taking his stuff off. He was standing on business. Again, Jake Paul is here for the clicks. He's here for a good time. He's taking his time. The referee's like, Jake, let's go. So something that I noticed, guys, is that the whole time Anthony Joshua was standing in the middle waiting for Jake Paul to take. Anthony Joshua never took his eyes off Jake Paul, okay? Jake Paul ain't even turned around yet. Jake Paul finally turns around, walks up, and the first thing he does is look straight at Anthony Joshua, and literally he was just like this. God damn. Holy. You're telling me I gotta box this mountain of a man? Like, he literally, if you go back and rewatch that moment when he walked up, it was a, oh shit, this dude is bigger than even I remember. And I know he just saw him, and I know he saw him during press conferences and all that stuff. But the thing is like, it's another thing when you walk up and you see the man and he's looking dead at you like you're prey. He had that look of, holy shit, like, I don't know if this money's worth it. That's the look. Again, my assessment. I felt like when he walked up, the fight was already over. Even if you, and again, if you're a real fight fan, you knew the fight was over before it even started. Because I'll be honest, my prediction was Jake Paul was going to get knocked out during the national anthem. But that's just me personally. But in all reality, I know how this is a business. And my prediction, which I wish I would have posted it, and there's a few people at the bar that was watching it with me, I predicted the 6th round. And I literally said TKO. And I know you're probably going to be like, oh, he's capping. This is a business. There was a clause. Again, my alleged. I don't know this to be for certain. I'm only basing this off of I know how business works in the entertainment business. I do have experience in that. And the fact that if that man would have got knocked out 30 seconds into the first round, a lot of people would have been pissed off, because a lot of people was pissed off when Mike Tyson was knocking people out in 16 seconds, and then they had to be able to sell fights because Tyson was knocking everybody out so damn quick that y'all had to make sure that this man had a clause in his contract that he let people live to at least the second round. So again, me being a fight fan, I know that this is about money. We have to sell Jake Paul as a cash cow. How do we do that? We make sure Jake Paul survives at least 4 rounds. In my opinion, if I am his manager and I'm putting this $92 million clause together, because yes, Jake and Anthony Joshua both made $92 million, and they split that evenly. Not $92 million together. They made that $92 million each. But in the clause, guys, he had to allow that man to survive long enough so the people that are behind the scenes that are making the money and Netflix and all the people that you don't see, they got to get their money's worth. Netflix has to keep the streams open alive enough to get new potential buyers as well to buy in, because you got to think of all these new people that got Netflix just for the fight. They got to get their money's worth. If they just spent $13.99 getting Netflix and then Jake Paul gets knocked out in the first 30 seconds, they really didn't get their money's worth. So, guys, we have to look at it in an entertainment and a business mindset. Again, if you don't think that far into it, guys, this is a crossover fight. I get it. This was considered a professional fight, but we all knew this is not a professional fight. Anytime a man has a 26-pound weight advantage over you, Jake Paul weighed in at 216, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe Anthony Joshua weighed in at 243. Like, come on, guys, this isn't realistic. We gotta be real with ourselves, and we gotta understand what business is and then what realism is. So, what did Aaron say? The ref was great. I did enjoy him getting Paul to get going. He was trying to take time. He knew he was gonna get 2-piece dinner. Couldn't get away from it. He was scared. No, clearly, obviously, in which I'm gonna get into that. So stick around, man, because I'm gonna fucking critique the hell out of Jake Paul and his double legs. So, I noticed too in the stare down that Jake Paul never really made eye contact either. Like, there was one point where they did lock eyes, and if you notice, again, you guys can go back and watch this and remember what I say. But when Jake Paul looked at him, so if you guys right now, Anthony Joshua, and I'm Jake Paul, and I fucking come up here like this, I'm looking at you, and then I'm looking away, and my eyes are wandering. And yeah, I'm pretending like I'm sizing you up. In reality, I can't lock eyes with you because I already know what the outcome is. Like, you are 6'6", and I'm 6'1", and you got over a 20-pound advantage. I know what this is. Again, if you pay attention, you can tell what physical surrender looks like, which you guys will hear me say that a few times. So stick with me on that, guys. Please stick with me. Round one, guys. I counted for Anthony Joshua 6 punches. Okay, 6 punches were only thrown in 3 minutes in the first round for Anthony Joshua. 4 were to the body, 2 were to the head. Okay, Jake Paul already started running. As soon as the bell rung, he was already on his heels running around. Like Anthony Joshua said, there was only going to be 2 versions of Jake Paul, and we're already prepared for both. He was either going to come at us at 100 mile an hour, or he was going to run 100 mile an hour. We were prepared for either one. Well, listen, Anthony Joshua, if you and I both, which I would like to think we have common sense, Jake Paul wasn't going to come at you at 100 mile an hour. He ain't that stupid. He was going to run like he knew he was going to run. His corner knew he was going to run. His wife knew he was going to run. Logan Paul knew he was going to run. The person that sat in the nosebleed that spent over $2,000 for the nosebleed section that had to watch them show on the back screen knew he was going to run, guys. This ain't nothing new. We knew what it was. But anyway, Jake Paul constantly running, guys. The double leg takedown twice in the first round, guys. Twice. Yes, I said double leg because he definitely tried to shoot for whatever theatrical reasons, because I do genuinely believe in the first round they were theatrical. I think he was really just trying to find a way to annoy Anthony Joshua, and the double legs was kind of the way to do it. I do believe later in the rounds, obviously, it was because he was fatigued, but I do believe that the first round was actually more of a, I'm just trying to be annoying because this is what I do and I'm Jake Paul. But if you notice in that first round, Jake Paul's hands were already starting to drop. And for me, that's already concerning because if I'm Jake Paul, I still got 7 more rounds of this, and my hands started from here, and now they're already below my nipple line. And again, if you train as a boxer, if you have any type of expertise in combat sports, you never drop your hands. And the second that your opponent starts lowering their hands, you know they're gassed, and you know what time it is. So that was the first round of my assessment, guys. There really wasn't much going on in that first round. Like I said, there was like less than, I want to say, 15 shots thrown between both of them, so it really wasn't that impressive. First round was boring, but it is what it is. Let me go to the comments real quick. Aaron said you could tell he was letting him survive 100%, and there's a 5-inch reach difference. Yeah, I'll be honest, I'm surprised it wasn't even longer than that, with having the 5-inch reach, the 5-inch height difference. I'll be honest, unless that's what you're talking about. I know you said reach. Generally, like, the taller you are, the longer your wingspan is. I know guys like John Jones that are like 6'4", 6'5", they got like an 82-inch reach, and most of those guys have like a 10+ inch advantage over most of the guys that are under 6'2", 6'3", those type of things. So the fact that he only had a 5-inch advantage, I was a little surprised about, but hey, it is what it is. But round 2, you could tell that AJ he kind of picked up the pace a little bit. Again, he was still just going through the motions. You could tell he was warming up the body. He was barely even sweating. I think it was sweating from the lights. It wasn't even from him doing anything, because in that round, he only threw 7 shots, guys. And those 7 shots were all body shots. So again, as you said, Aaron, that you could tell that he was allowing him to survive 100%. He literally only threw 7 shots, and they were all to the body, guys. So you could tell that, again, in the business clause that I am alleging, I truly believe that Jake Paul had it in his clause to where he at least was able to survive 4 rounds. Because if you notice, which I will get to the 5th round, I do believe that the pace changed after the 4th round. Matter of fact, I think the 4th round it started to change, and I think that's where he's like, all right, cool, I fulfilled my agreeing on the contract. Now it's time to get up in that ass, which I will get up to that part as well, because Jake Paul and his little weird comment of sus saying things like that, which I'll get into that. But again, like I said, Anthony Joshua picked up the pace in the 2nd round. He had only 7 shots. They were all to the body. Jake Paul continuously on his back heels, constantly running. He had 0 offense. I think he only threw like 5 shots in general, and he missed on every single one of them. So, really boring as well. I think that was probably the most boring round out of all of the rounds. Round 3, you could tell that Anthony Joshua definitely had more of the serious approach. You could even tell in his face demeanor, it went from smiling so much. It went from like more of the stoic to like kind of like, I said that backwards. You could tell that his smiling went more away, and it was more like stoic, like, okay, I need to start locking in so I can get my reads. So I really feel like in that 3rd round, I feel like Anthony Joshua was trying to find his range, just so he could be a little bit more calculated in his punches, because at points he did look a little sloppy. The 15-month layoff, I can't really say, because I've never been a part of that aspects of it, so I don't want to step on his toes and be wrong about that assessment. But I do feel like he did need a round to find his range, so maybe just to kind of shake off a little of the cobwebs. But again, he was more active in that round. Anthony Joshua threw 30 punches in that round, so he nearly tripled the amount between the 1st round and 2nd round combined. So that's how I knew he was trying to get his reads. He was feinting a lot. He was a little bit more aggressive. He was moving. He was starting to cut off a little bit. He wasn't aggressive as far as cutting the ring off, but he was starting to only give him certain sides of angles where you could tell he was trying to get his reach and stuff like that. So I noticed at that point, like, okay, Anthony's starting to pick it up. This is where he's going to really starting to put the pressure on Jake Paul. Jake Paul, again, round 3, he was constantly running. He was clinching like it was crazy. Like, I counted how many clinches he had. He had 5 clinches in the third round, guys. Again, if you want to go back and rewatch this, remember what I'm telling you because you're like, damn, he was right. He had 5 clinches, guys. Jake Paul only threw 6 punches in the third round. You can already tell that his legs, he was starting to lose juice in his legs because he was running so much. You could tell because his feet, he was slipping. And the thing is he kept going down. And I knew he was going down to avoid the big punch. I know he was, and you guys know he was. And I mean, yes, do you want to say it was smart strategically? Yes. But at the same time, like, Anthony Joshua wasn't going to put him out yet. He knew that. But I think he generally was using those little breaks to get his cardio up because I don't think he really understood or prepared as much on how much he was going to be running. I think he knew he was going to be moving, but if you really watch that fight, Jake was moving literally every second. He never sat still. He never was an aggressor. All he did was run. He was I thought he was Floyd. I thought he was Floyd the way he was moving so much, and I'm not knocking Floyd. I'm just saying, like, on how active he was running on his back feet. You know, Floyd's a defensive fighter, so that's expected. Jake Paul wasn't no defensive fighter. That was a man on suicide watch. So, again, you could tell his legs was already getting shot. So at this point, me analyzing the fight, if I didn't know any better, I would have been like, man, this guy's kind of looking like he's losing it. But in anything, round 4 comes up. In my opinion, I think round 4 was the real round. This is where we, as fight fans, really got our money's worth because at this point, round 3, Anthony Joshua had thrown 30 punches and he was already more active. So at this point, round 4, get your popcorn ready, get your shot of tequila or bourbon or whatever your choose of liquor is. Get your feet kicked up because it's time to put in this work. And I'd be damned when I said that. Anthony Joshua fully cut off the ring. At this point, this is where he pinned Jake Paul in the corners and started having his way with him. And as an experienced fighter, someone like myself that has the experience, when you know a man is starting to physically surrender, you cut off the ring, you pin this man in the corner, and then you pick your shots. Again, the third round, Anthony Joshua was already calculated in his punches. He was already measuring up. He was throwing his feints. He was finding his range. He was finding his timing. So the fourth round, he was already calculated. Keep in mind, this guy is a 2-time world champion and a former Olympian. You don't think that this man he don't even need 3 minutes to calculate. He realistically only needs maybe a minute to find his range. But he already knew going in the fourth round, all right, he made it to the fourth round. I fulfilled my contract obligations. It's time to get up in that ass. So, again, these are my alleged. I'm always going to say that, so that way can't nobody be like, oh, he says he knows this. Yeah, no, y'all ain't about to sue me because I said I didn't use the word alleged. But anyway, fourth round, like I said, Anthony Joshua definitely more aggressive. You could tell he was starting to get frustrated, though, every time that Jake Paul kept clinching with him, and you could tell in his face because he's like, no, don't clinch now. Like, bro, this is what you getting paid $92 million to take this ass whooping. So don't be trying to clinch and trying to soften this shit up. Like, you about to get this work because these people paid this hard-earned money to watch you get slept. So take it like a man. Stop grabbing me. You know what it is. And you can look at Anthony Joshua's face, and you could tell he was really starting to get frustrated with Jake Paul because he was clinching so much. And I'm sure, again, they probably had a little back and forth with managers saying like, hey, Jake's probably going to clinch up a lot, so kind of be used to that. You know, it's not anything personal. It's just him trying to avoid getting punched in the face because at the end of the day, you are a former world champion. You might accidentally slip up and catch him from just being in the zone, so Jake's going to do that out of protection for himself. Anyway, you can tell that Anthony Joshua's punches were way more calculated. He was picking his shots. He was literally picking him apart. Again, every time he kept pinning Jake Paul in a corner, every time he kept teeing off on him. And again, Jake Paul's legs were already shot at this point. So he's a sitting duck at this point, and he's just sitting in a corner just getting picked apart. I don't know how many times that he dropped his hands and ducked under, and I'm like, this uppercut's going to come. As soon as he times it, it's a wrap. So Jake Paul in aspects, super breathing heavy. You guys can tell at the fourth round, his mouth was already open coming out of the third round from sitting, his mouth was already open. So you could tell that a lot of his shots were very desperate as well. He was throwing a lot of wild haymakers, hope and praise. I don't know why, because those shots wasn't going to do anything to Anthony Joshua. I get it. Everybody's got a puncher's chance, but not in this situation. Reese said BTA. What BTA? What's BTA? Is that back that ass up? What's going on, man? You gotta tell me what BTA means. That can mean a lot of things, bro. But I did count how many times that Jake Paul did the double leg again. He had 3 double legs. Keep in mind, he clinched in the third round 5 times, and then I believe in the first round, he double legged him twice. So keep in mind, Jake Paul already double legged this man 5 times in 4 rounds, guys. Double leg, okay? We ain't talking about clinching. Clinching and double legging is 2 totally different things. The man double legged him 3 times. In my opinion, when that happened, Jake Paul was using this as opportunities to try to suck in win every 10 seconds. Because again, if you rewatch and reanalyze the fight, every little break lasted for about 5 to 10 seconds. And when you built that over time, he generally got about 30 to 40 seconds of wind to try to suck back in and try to get that cardio. Oh yeah, Reese, you're right, belt the ass. Okay. Again, I didn't know what BTA. There's so many versions of BTA, man. There's some sexual BTA. There's beat that ass. There's back that ass up, man. There's so many BTAs. But yeah, he definitely got that ass whoop up. Man, don't be trying to be like BTA, man. Man, shut your ass up, Reese. I'm sick of you. For I treat you like Anthony Joshua did Jake Paul. All right, damn it. You watch your mouth, damn it. You watch your big. Just because you call Big Reese don't mean you are Big Reese, damn it. Anyway, man. But again, you could tell you could tell Jake Paul was physically surrendering. Body language is everything, guys. You could tell by the way he was backpedaling and everything as well. He was already gassed. He was already looking for a way out. At this point, Anthony Joshua's already calculated. He's picking his shots. He's picking them apart. He's cutting off the ring. The shit's really already over. And I was already yelling at people already. I said, the fight's going to be over in the next 2 rounds. Mark my words. I said, I think it's going to be more toward the 6th, but it may be over in the 5th. So at this point, Jake Paul thinks of a great idea to fake a nut shot, okay? If you guys rewatch that fight, there was no nut shot. The man literally went down and then tried to grab him. He claims that he got hit in the nuts. When they replayed it, there was no nut shot. And then they tried to feel bad for Jake Paul and go, well, it might have been Anthony Joshua's knee from when he fell on him. Bullshit. The man needed an extra 30 seconds because not only that the legs was given out, but his cardio up top was given out. He had to figure out a way, because if you rewatch the fight again, when he called for the nut shot, generally they can give you up to 5 minutes of a breather to make you to allow you to regain your composure. What kind of composure were you regaining if it was no nut shot? The man got no nut shot. He needed to get his wind back. They had to figure out a way to do it. So at the end of the day, they allowed the man to get a little breather, because this is about money. This is about money, guys. This is about entertainment. So you have to find little nooks and crannies to be able to find ways to let Jake Paul get his cardio back so he can make it to the next round. Because again, he was already physically surrendering. To the average eye of someone that understands combat fighting, he was already done then. But again, this is entertainment. We got to make him make it to at least the 5th round. So let's give him this break. I don't know if they communicated that. Again, this is all alleged, but somebody had to think of a good idea. Hey, fake the nut shot. Give him a couple minutes real quick, because if you take that fight back and you rewatch it, he got a few minutes of a breather, and the whole time he was sucking in wind to get his composure back. There was no nut shot. Like Aaron said, knee went to the chest. Yes. And his fucking balls was gone. That's what the nut shot was. His damn balls were gone. I wish I had my fucking Tekashi button. But at the end of the day, when he was sucking in wind, Jake Paul was over here like, he knew what it was. Like, damn, is this 92 million really worth that? But yes, anyway, literally, you could tell Jake Paul's hands were down, guys. Anytime you watch a fight, if you see a fighter's hand drop below his nipples, he is cooked. It is a form of physical surrender. That means I have no more cardio to hold my hands up. That doesn't mean I'm out the fight, but what that means is I'm lower than 50% because I don't have enough oxygen to hold my muscles of enough oxygen to hold my arms up. So when I drop my arms, that exposes all this right here. Anthony Joshua, being a smart fighter, doesn't go for the obvious thing to punch up top. He continues the body shots. We want to work on the body. We know the body is exhausted. We know that the man does not have any oxygen. Keep attacking the body. This is common sense, guys. And literally, Jake Paul in the fourth round also slips literally 5 times. I counted it. I replayed the round just to make sure I had that. So not only that he double legged him 3 times, not only that he faked the nut shot, but he also slips 5 times. He didn't slip. He got sparked on a shot, whether it was a half a shot, whether it was a clean shot. This is when Anthony Joshua was already locked in, guys. He wasn't slipping. He was using these opportunities to avoid big shots. He either got hit and then needed to go down for a quick second to regain his composure without saying I got knocked down. Again, rewatch this, guys. I literally analyzed this in real time. So, this was the fourth round. What did you say, Sean? Sean said betting on Paul was like hitting on a 20. Yes, you are 100% right. I told you yesterday that was a stupid bet, and you could have took that money to go to the casino. You could have went to the roulette table and said, I want to put this $60 on black or however much you bet. And I promise you, you would have had a better chance. Man, you would have had a better chance of hitting the lotto than you did betting on Jake Paul. And I wish you would have talked to me about it because I am a true fight fan and I know how this shit works. I even called the round into the TKO finish because this is a business and that's what people missed. And when people were betting on Jake Paul, I had so many people I saw on my newsfeed like, oh man, I bet such and such on Jake Paul. Do you know the payouts on Jake Paul? Yes, Vegas is making money off you dweebs. This is why Vegas stays open. This is why gambling makes money and keeps building more casinos because of people like y'all. Stop donating your money. You want to donate your money? Donate it to the homeless. At least somebody wins, damn it. You might not necessarily win financially, but you win in spirit and you feel good about it. But there's no way you feel good about betting on Jake Paul. And if you bet on Jake Paul, I don't know what to say. I mean, if you bet on Jake Paul, you deserve this.
Stop it. Get some help.
Hey, shout out to you, Papa Davis. I see you in the comment section. Don DeMarco for you, man. Always supporting me.
Bang, bang.
Always supporting me. So let me go in here as well, guys. Round 5. Round 5 comes up at this point, guys. The fight's really already over, so I won't hinder too much on it. But again, when I watched the 5th round, Anthony Joshua cutting off the ring. You could tell he was already in a groove. He was definitely in the killer mindset. You could tell by his body stance. You could tell how locked in he was. He was very square, especially whenever he had him in the corner. His body was definitely squared off, which is actually something that you generally don't want to do unless you're generally going for the kill. But again, you're fighting a guy with only 5 years of experience. You can kind of get away with it. But when you're squaring up like that, guys, there's a lot of power shots that come out of that. You could tell he was already in a groove. You could tell the fight was already over because at this point, Anthony Joshua was smiling during these body shots and everything because he knew what it was. Like, yeah, this is why you about to earn your $92 million, and like, I can't believe I'm getting paid $92 million to actually do this. But Jake Paul you could tell his legs were shot. He was hoping and praying on these random shots. He did catch him with like one little slick little wild haymaker. And again, Anthony Joshua just ate it like it didn't even matter. I mean, like, I kind of felt bad for him because there was nothing that the man could do. But hey, you made $92 million. I don't really feel bad for you. I don't feel bad that you got your jaw broke because I can tell you right now, for $92 motherfucking million, I would take broken jaws too. You could break my nose. You could put your foot in my ass. I don't give a shit. $92 million. You can't nobody tell me nothing. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, guys. So like I said, I really won't go into the 5th round much because the fight was pretty much over. But you could tell by the body shots that Anthony Joshua was giving Jake Paul, the fight was over. He was zapping him even more on the energy. I don't know about you guys, but taking body shots exhausted actually hurts worse than getting hit up top. I'm telling you what I know. I felt it. If you ain't never got hit with a body shot that puts you down, it'll make you shit yourself, okay? You catch one of those, and you might lose all your bowels. That's all I'm saying. I'm surprised Jake Paul didn't shit himself, because Anthony Joshua hits like a freight train. I mean, you got a guy that weighs what I weigh, that's at 6'6", and the man hits hard, guys. So, hey, shout out to Jake Paul for taking that ass whooping, though. So, 6th round, in my opinion, this was the contract round. This is where I thought the fight would end. This is where it did end. Anthony Joshua landed 62% of his shots in that fight. He had secured 3 knockdowns, which I did look back, and actually the judges only accounted him for 2 knockdowns, which is crazy to me that the judges only gave Anthony Joshua 2 knockdowns in the whole fight. And we all know that Jake Paul went down more than twice. So I kind of think that's really weird. Again, this is a business. You have to sell the fight. And I'm going to get into the winner and losers of the aspects of that, so I won't go too much into that right now. But you could tell how much Anthony Joshua was stalking Jake Paul. The fight was over, and I mean, like, the aggressiveness that he had, and the hardest shots that Anthony Joshua had were literally the few shots that put Jake Paul down. And in my opinion, if he would have done that in the first round, he would have finished it then if he really wanted to. But again, this is all alleged. These are my assumptions. He had to fulfill his contract obligations, making $92 million, so he could not do that. But boy, oh boy, did he let them fly. And you can tell because he was squared on them shots. If you notice in the first 4 rounds, Anthony Joshua never threw a straight right jab, which is crazy to me because your jab is everything. Your jab is everything. That's what sets up a lot of shots. And he never threw one. And boy, oh boy, when he unloaded that right that broke Jake Paul's jaw, and Jake Paul went down and was like, whoa! I thought that was Ric Flair the way he went down. He knew at that point, it wasn't that he was sparked. I mean, I know the shit hurt. He wasn't concussed or none of that. He said, woo! He sat down and said, you know what? Fuck this. I made my money. I am out. I am up out of there. He didn't even care about the referee count. He wasn't getting up anyway. What he told me was, I have fulfilled my fulfillment to get my ass whooped. Y'all got your money's worth. I ain't doing this anymore. I'm about to take my $92 million and go sit somewhere on a private beach. So, shout out to him. But listen, them 3 shots, that was the hardest punches that Anthony Joshua threw the entire fight, and those are the ones that actually ended the fight. But, I can keep saying a lot about Jake Paul walking backwards. You guys have heard me say that 1,000 times. I thought it was weird that he was taunting him, but I think the taunt was kind of a cue to say, yo, bro, just get me up out of here. I'm already done, man. Like, stop playing with me. Just put me down so I don't have to get back up. Because I do think Jake Paul was so quick to get up and to smile and be like, hey, the fight was over. Good fight. He got up so quick. I was like, bro, you're not even really that hurt. Like, you broke your jaw, and that's what hurt you the most. It wasn't the fact that you couldn't still compete. So, in my opinion, we kind of got cheated on that aspect, but I get it. It's money. It's business. You got to live to fight another day. And if you never had your jaw broke, which I never have, but I would imagine he was like, no. $92 million, even at $92 million, this shit ain't worth it. This shit hurts. But anyway, that was pretty much a sum up of the round, but he literally took that shot like a champ, though, so, shout out to you, Jake Paul, for sitting there and taking an ass whooping by a 2-time world champion and former Olympian. For $92 million, though, I would do the same. Hell, I'd do it for a lot less, but, you still got my respect, because a lot of people can't, a lot of people always say Jake Paul needs to fight a real fighter. Can't say that anymore. He even fought Tommy Fury. That was his other loss. But even then, I'll be honest with you, you're fighting a 2-time world champion that's got 20 plus pound weight advantage, and you got 5 more inches of height and reach over you, like you're fighting a losing battle. But technically, I think Jake Paul was the real winner of it, which I was going to get away from my takeaways. So my takeaways, I got some notes for that, guys. In my opinion, Anthony Joshua celebrated way too much, okay? We get that you knocked the technical knockout. We get that, but you didn't knock him out. It wasn't like he was unconscious. In my opinion, I think you should have knocked him out. I know you could have knocked him out. I get the straight right was really, I don't even think he really meant to break his jaw, if I'm being honest. But again, Anthony Joshua punches so damn hard that it just connected and happened to break his jaw. Because when you break someone's jaw, it's not necessarily about how hard you hit them. It's about your alignment and when you move your jaw and the amount of force it's hit at the same time. So in reality, if he was actually biting down at a different kind of moment, he never would have broke his jaw. But anyway, I'm not going to go more into that. You guys understand what I'm getting at. But I think he should have knocked him out. So I thought it was a little weird that he was really celebrating that you just beat a YouTuber. Again, I get it. Jake Paul is a real fighter. I do believe he is actually a real boxer. I don't think the fight would have changed any different if Gervonta Davis was fighting him either. I still think he would have got slept either way. I don't think he probably would have got knocked unconscious, but it still would have been a technical knockout. I do think Gervonta probably wouldn't have got him out until the 7th round in my prediction though. But I guess we'll never know. But yeah, I thought he celebrated a little too much, but hey, it is what it is. The real winner, in my opinion, is Jake Paul. Jake Paul, you fought a 2-time world champion. You fought a former Olympian, a guy that, like I said, had 20 plus pounds over you, had a 5-inch reach, a 5-inch height difference on you, and had so much life experience of boxing. Jake Paul, you fought a real guy. I do nothing but tip my cap to you. It does take a lot of balls to do that. Even if you make $92 million, you still are the real winner because you took an ass whooping. That's what people wanted to see. You technically gave the people what they wanted, even though they wanted the knockout. Jake Paul, you're the real winner here. I ain't hating. I like Jake Paul. I think a lot of his theatrics are kind of overdone, but I get it. It's all about clickbait. It's all about entertainment. Good for you, my boy. Make your money. The loser, in my opinion, is Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua, because of the clause. It ain't got nothing to do with him being 15 months out of the game or any of that bullshit. Me personally, I think that, he had said in his announcement, like, oh, yeah, man, like, it was 15 months, so I was getting the cobwebs off. I don't think it was anything like that. I think within the clause, I think he was supposed to keep Jake in the fight until at least the 4th round. Because like I said, that's when I noticed he picked up the pace. So I think he fulfilled his obligations. Again, this is my legend. I could be totally wrong about it. I just think it's very hard to call out Tyson Fury. Taking Jake Paul to 6 rounds, you know what I mean? Like, it's just not believable because we're talking about Tyson Fury. But hey, teach his own. I think it was all about money. I really think if you put your life on it, I think Anthony Joshua gets him up out of there in less than a minute in the 1st round. Jake Paul having the broken jaw to me is a flex because again, everybody knew he was going to lose. For the ones that didn't think he was going to lose, you guys are idiots. But the fact that you did get your jaw broken, it's a war scar that you can tell everybody, hey, I got my jaw broken. This is real. I'm a real fighter. I'm not scared of anybody. You can sell that. You can legit sell that. You can set yourself up for future fights. And the thing is you can now say, well, I took a 2-time world champion to 6 rounds. Like, what have you done for yourself? Like, he actually set himself up for a lot more money, regardless if he wins or he loses, but we all know Jake Paul was going to lose. Jake Paul's cornerman gave no good advice. If you guys rewatched any time that he went back to the corner and they kept trying to give him this advice and all this bullshit, he was running. The man was on a marathon race. I mean, the guy could have ran the Boston Marathon for as much as he ran. Nothing of any advice that they gave him, he obviously stuck with because clearly the man was on his heels the entire time. So, cornerman, L. And I get it. Again, I'm not disrespecting the cornermen because they have so much experience. And I'll be honest, his cornermen are probably more qualified to fight Anthony Joshua than him. But he's the cash cow, so that's why he's in the position, and that's why they're in the position to be in the corner. But I think the cornermen were giving terrible advice. But at the end of the day, you can give your fighter as much advice if you want, and it's up to him whether he's going to take it or not. He wasn't going to take it regardless. You could have literally told Jake Paul to headbutt Anthony Joshua in the face. It wouldn't have mattered because Jake Paul was going to run either way. So, Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua, like I said, made $92 million in 18 minutes, which is 1,080 seconds, which is crazy to think that you made that much money in such a short period of time. So W for both of them for securing the bag. You know, like I said, we all watched it. We were all entertained. Regardless if you liked the fight, you disliked the fight, you still fucking watched it. You're going to watch it again anytime there's ever crossover fights. So it is what it is. You know, we all were entertained at some point throughout the fight. Whether you were bored for the first couple rounds, you were entertained like me. I wasn't entertained until the fourth round. Doesn't matter. I feel like I got my money's worth and I didn't even pay for the damn fight. Not that I illegally streamed it. I didn't do that. So don't be trying to come after me talking about, oh, he's illegally pirating and shit. No, I wasn't. I just knew somebody that had a Netflix account. When we was at the bar watching it, we streamed it on the TV so y'all can suck a motherfucker. Yeah, you know what I was about to say. Anyway, loser. Another loser. Anthony Joshua, for only getting a TKO. You're supposed to knock the man out cold. You have way too much power and way too much experience and way too calculated to only knock this man down. And to be honest with you, he really wasn't even that sparked. Like I said, Jake Paul got up so quick. Jake Paul didn't get back up because he was tired. It wasn't because he was sparked. In my personal opinion, I know I got some people in the not in the comments, but some people that watch my feeds that they do this for a living, that they're actual boxers. So maybe you guys can comment on it and throw that in there. But I truly didn't think Jake Paul was sparked. I don't get me wrong. I do think the broken jaw obviously had to play a big factor into it. But I think it's because he was more fatigued and it was his way to get out. Jake Paul had been looking for a way out since the fourth round. I had told you guys that there was a such thing as physical surrender. And at that point, when Jake Paul started taunting, he was already cooked. So it was up to Anthony Joshua to stay calculated to get him the hell up out of there. The fact that he only got a TKO out of it, I think, is an L for Anthony Joshua. That's just my personal opinion. So, Anthony Joshua also claimed that the 15-month layoff was the reason why he had the slow start. Most people I noticed some of the reporters and some of the celebrities were like, oh man, shout out to Jake Paul for lasting longer than the first round. I thought the fight was going to end in the first round or the second round. You guys are capping. Stop selling a product that ain't nobody trying to fucking buy. Anybody with common sense knew that Jake Paul wasn't going to get knocked out that quick because you got to sell the product. If Jake Paul gets knocked out 30 seconds, you cannot sell Jake Paul fighting another crossover fight again. You can't sell him to go fight Gervonta Davis or Ryan Garcia or Terrence Crawford or anybody like that ever again if the man gets knocked out in the first 30 seconds. Y'all got to think business. This is a business of entertainment. This ain't real boxing. So we knew Jake Paul was going to last that long anyway. And if you didn't think that, you didn't want to think that. But either way, I think that was an L for Anthony Joshua to say that, hey, my 15-month layoff is why I started slow. Dude, just don't address it. Just don't address it. Just be like, oh yeah, it was good to get back. You know, it was just getting my reads and all that, and just leave it at that. Don't blame it on that because I think that makes you look stupid. Jake Paul, in my opinion, is a winner again because, like I said, you're 6'1" and you weighed in at 260 pounds, and Anthony Joshua weighed in at 243 pounds and was at 6'6". Guys, that's a 27-pound differential. Like, Try grappling around with a guy that's got you by almost 30 pounds and you let me know what happens. You might have the technicalities and you might have the experience, and I'm not saying that you might not get an advantage over him, but he's going to overpower you a lot of times. And when you got a guy that has so much life experience in boxing, that is detrimental. That 30 pounds that he almost has over him is more like 60 pounds because the man hits like a freight train and you can't dodge it. Clearly from the fourth round, when he started picking him apart and he started cutting off the ring, the fight was already over. So, again, L, Anthony Joshua, W, Jake Paul for the weight and height differential. In my opinion, the losers, us fans, we lost because we didn't get to see Jake Paul get knocked out like some of us wanted to see. We felt that we were cheated within the first few rounds. We were bored. We were booing. We were talking shit. I know all you guys were because I was doing it. But with all the double leg takedowns and all the bullshit and the slips and all that good stuff and the nut shots, we all were sitting there bored and we're like, man, this is bullshit, da-da-da-da-da. I think we're the real losers because we paid to watch this bullshit, and we're going to continue watching the bullshit because Jake Paul's really good at what he does, and we're going to watch the next time hoping that he gets knocked out the next time. Not a credible fight. I think, again, this is another reason why I think we lost as fans, because even though this was a sanctioned fight, anytime a man has almost 30 pounds over you, this ain't a real fight, guys. I don't care what nobody say. Anytime you watch MMA fights, and there's a reason why, in boxing they put weight clause and stuff like that in there, so when people don't rehydrate, they don't gain 40 pounds overnight from just simple hydration, and then they're freaking a guy that normally might fight at 185. Like, one of my favorite fighters is Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira was weighing in on the scales at 185, but by the time the fight happened, the man was walking around at like 230 because there was no weight clause in there. So like, the man was rehydrating and re-gearing up. So it's you're fighting a heavyweight. You might be at 205 at a hydrate, but this man still got another 30 pounds on you and is walking you down. There's just nothing you can do about that, guys. I don't think you understand how much of an advantage that is. So again, this might have been a sanctioned fight, but this wasn't a real fight, guys. I don't care what anybody says. It's not credible. Again, the contract clause that I'm alleging, I'm just keeping it real. I just think there was a clause in the fight that allowed Jake Paul to make it to at least 4 rounds. You guys say what you want. It's all about entertainment. I've said it multiple times, so I won't hinder much on that. Another loser is the gamblers. Any of y'all that gambled that actually thought Jake Paul was going to win this fight is diabolical, and y'all need to be slapped, because there's no way in the world that Jake Paul was going to win this damn fight. It's just that simple. So I won't go much into that. Y'all knew what it was. The Anthony Joshua was also another loser for calling out Tyson Fury. You cannot call out Tyson Fury fighting a YouTuber going 4 rounds. I'm sorry. My mistake. 6 rounds. I only say 4 because that's really when you really started teeing off. But anyway, you tried to call out Tyson Fury going 6 rounds with a YouTuber, regardless if it's in your clause or not, that you had to make him survive 4 rounds, 5 rounds, 6 rounds, whatever it is. You can't just turn around and then go call out a great like Tyson Fury and be like, oh, if you put down the keyboard and want to really step up. Listen, Anthony Joshua, I like you. I think you're a great boxer, bro. That was a terrible call out, man. Like, no one is going to believe that you could win that fight, because in my opinion, if Jake Paul would have fought Tyson Fury, I don't care what Tyson Fury says. Tyson Fury ain't letting that go past the 4th round. That's just me personally. He was already going to be calculated because he's never taken the layoff. I'm sorry. He has taken a layoff, but Tyson never takes a layoff when it comes to him training in the offseason. I just feel like Tyson would have got him up out of there super quick. So, dude, I think the call out was an L for you. Just my personal opinion. I can also tell in the fight in the first few rounds that Anthony Joshua just wasn't trying. You could just tell by just his body language. You could tell by his motions. You could tell by his speed, the way he was kind of walking around the ring. You could tell he wasn't engaged. You could tell he was just warming up the body, just trying to get like a little sweat, something no different than just jump roping to warm up your body before you go into your active training. So, Anthony Joshua. Winner, Jake Paul. Everyone thought he was only going to make it to the 2nd round. Again, this is a business. So regardless of whether you thought he was going to make it past the 2nd round or not, Jake Paul still wins, because Jake Paul can now say, I took a 2-time world champion to 6 rounds. That's a flex for him. That is something you can sell for a future fight. Despite the man still losing, he can still go out and make you another $90 million for another future crossover fight. So, W. Jake Paul. Jake Paul, winner again. From all the double legs the man had. The man threw so many double legs, he could have set himself up for an MMA fight. Jake Paul has already talked about doing MMA years ago. If you guys remember, Jake Paul signed to the PFL. The PFL is MMA, guys. As many double legs as the man tried to shoot, it wouldn't surprise me if his next fight was a crossover with contract obligations, alleged. But the man literally now could sell the fight like, hey, I'm going to go fight another MMA guy so I can get an easy win. And then in the fight, in the obligations, we're allowed to shoot in these boxing fights, but we're only allowed 30 seconds on top. There's going to be something in there that obviously protects Jake Paul, because, again, this is a business. But all the damn double legs, the man is setting himself up for an MMA fight. Watch, I'm telling you all this now. Remember what I'm telling you. What else I got? Jake Paul winner only was officially downed twice by the judges. Ladies and gentlemen, go look it up. As much as we saw Jake Paul hit the ground from a shot, the judges only reported him down twice. So what's he going to say? Well, I only got struck down twice by a two-time world champion and former Olympian. A guy that had 30 pounds weight over me. A guy that had 5 inches over me within the arm reach and his height. He only took me down twice. Reality, we knew what it was, but it's crazy the fact that they only got that man down twice is absolutely insane, and you can sell a fight for that. So W. Jake Paul for that as well. Let's see what else I got, guys. I'm almost done. Let's see. Oh, hey, W. Jake Paul. The way that I thought, even though they said Jake Paul fought out of Puerto Rico, you could have fooled me, Jake Paul. I thought you fought out of Dagestan, Russia, and you was with Habib and all them in their training camp working on your wrestling. As much as the double legs that I saw you take down, as much clinching, I would have thought you was a wrestler. I didn't think you was a boxer. Me personally, not knocking you for it. I get you. You're just trying to survive. But listen, brother, there's a better way you can do that. With them double legs, well, first of all, double legs did look kind of weak, but they were kind of entertaining at the same time because you were definitely frustrating Anthony Joshua. But I swear he did his training camps in Russia with Habib and Makachev and all those other Nurmagomedovs and all those other guys. There's no way he spent his training camp boxing. I am not convinced because his double leg was too strong. Anyway, another loser, Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis, you fumbled the fucking bag, bro. This was supposed to be your fight. You screwed up to be able to mess this up where the man had to go out elsewhere to be able to search out to hit Anthony Joshua up. Francis Ngannou, you are a loser too because you should have been able to take that easy fight as well. The fight outcome wouldn't have changed. You would have won that. You would have got $92 million. I'm sorry. I don't care how much millions you got. I could use $92 extra million. It's just that simple. So L for Gervonta Davis. L from Francis Ngannou for not taking that easy fight. 8 rounds, 3 minutes. You guys could have took that easy payday. You would have already been on a flight back to your country. Gervonta, you would have already been flying back to Vegas. Y'all would have been $92 million richer. L on you guys. Winner, Jake Paul. He's got fucking balls. The man just walked in, took a 6-round ass whooping. Kudos to you, bro. Keep doing your thing. Another winner, the Paul brothers. The Paul brothers just set themselves up for future fights. I don't know if you guys know this, but Logan Paul was messing with Anthony Joshua's necklace. I don't know if y'all saw that at the end where they were reading off the results and all that stuff. To me, that was a pre-setup because if you notice, there was an altercation in the ring. This is all a setup, guys. I'm not saying that he's setting up to fight Anthony Joshua, but what I'm saying is they're just playing the Paul brother persona and they're being annoying brothers because they're really good at that, and that's what makes y'all watch them. So the Paul brothers, in my opinion, win out of this fight because now they're setting themselves up for future crossover fights. There's going to be other boxers that's going to be like, well, hey, since Jake knows how to take an ass whooping, Logan, what's up? Why don't you cross over from pro wrestling with WWE and come in the real ring and get your ass handed to? So W, Paul brothers, for doing your thing. Secure your bag, get your money. I ain't mad at you. And then the last thing is the crossover fights, guys. W, crossover fights. After watching this fight, you guys did get the satisfaction out of watching Jake Paul get his ass handed to. Wasn't to the extent that we might have wanted, but the crossover still exceeded. They still won. Netflix still got their money out of it. You guys might have, I feel like some of you guys feel like you got your money's worth because Jake Paul still got his ass handed to. You guys still got to watch the crossover. Keep in mind, this guy 5 years ago wasn't even a boxer. Now this man is in the ring with a two-time world champion. So I think crossover as a brand for fighting, I think is only going to keep growing because of guys like Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua that's willing to cross over and collab. So I think that crossover fights are only going to keep growing. I think they're going to outgrow boxing as a whole, to where I think the center point of boxing is going to be more crossover fights. So W, crossover fights, keep doing your thing. I'm proud of you. Get your bag. These guys made $92 million. $92 million. That's a lot of money, guys. I kind of really broke it down, guys. I always gonna go like 30 minutes. I always go over on y'all because I want to give y'all the best analysis that I have. overall grade for that fight, I will give it probably like a B minus. That might be a little critical. Some of you guys might agree, some of you guys might disagree. Drop in the comment section, let me know what you think. Give me a grade, what you guys think the fight is. If you think it was an A, if you think it was an F. And then who you guys think Jake Paul's next fight will be. I tend to think it's going to be Francis Ngannou. That's just my prediction. I think that's actually a sellable fight. I think you can actually sell that for the PFL because Francis Ngannou is in the PFL as well. Jake Paul is still signed with the PFL. So why not modify the rules a little bit? You mix a little bit of MMA in with boxing. You give Francis 15 to 30 seconds on the ground if he decides to take Jake Paul down and ground and pound, whatever the obligations are, guys. There's a contract clause and everything. This is entertainment. Do not forget that when you watch these crossover fights, guys. Do not be fooled by the image of what you see. This shit is a business, okay? And I hope I shedded some light on this stuff so when you guys watch future fights, you guys think with this and not think with this, because I got friends like Sean, my IT guy, that lost money because he really thought Jake Paul was going to win this damn fight. And you guys are idiots. I could have saved y'all money and you could have spent it on something else and tried to actually make some damn money. If you wanted to donate it, you should have went to the strip club. You should have gave it to a homeless person. You should have gave it to somebody that needed. Hell, you could have just randomly walked up to somebody and be like, hey, you're the first person I saw. Here's this money. You got better ways to make money or to try to give money. Don't waste it on that, because all you did was just make Vegas richer. Now they're going to screw over some more people with some more prop bets. Don't fall for the shit. It's just that simple, guys. Anyway, again, guys, drop in the comment section and let me know what you thought about the fight. Hell, if you want to criticize my assessment about this whole entire thing, I know I went over an hour. Let me know. Micus, you sucked. Micus, I thought your breakdown was pretty good. Hey, I thought it was all right. Break it down. Let me know. Criticism's always good. I'm always here for the bullshit. But at the same time, I just want to give y'all the best quality product that I can possibly give you, because here at the Immaculate Podcast, we strive to be the best, and the best is blessed. Do not forget about our event, guys. The homeless pizza drive. That's next Saturday, January. Look at me, December 27th at 1:00, guys. If you want to donate, and donate with us, guys, we are almost at $400 in donations. I am still looking for more donations. We are going to buy a bunch of pizzas and waters, and we're going to give to the homeless. Things will be documented. I will keep receipts. Please inbox me. Please hit in the comment section. I will give you my Cash App or Venmo. Like I said, guys, I do keep receipts, so you guys know that every single dime of it goes to it. I'm not keeping a fucking penny. Every penny is going to go to a homeless person, because that's what we're here to do. So make sure, if you guys want to participate, please let me know. If you guys don't want to financially donate and just want to donate your time, we are accepting people. We got a team that's going over there that we're going to knock it out of the park. If you guys want to come join us, it's going to be fun. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be immaculate. It's going to be special. And it's all because the man upstairs is providing for us. So we want to provide for him, provide for the homeless people, to tell people and restore faith that God's got your back. And so does the Immaculate family. Don DeMarco for all of you. Y'all will show me love. Y'all watch my product. I appreciate y'all for doing it. Make sure you guys hit me on a like. Guys, if you don't want to do anything, you don't want to share the content, you guys don't want to donate, you guys don't want to any of that, that's fine. At least give your boy a like. It's free. It's free. Go into the Immaculate Podcast. Give me a like and a share. If you don't want to share my content, at least give your boy a like, so that way you can like the page, because the more people that like the page, Facebook and YouTube decide to push the algorithm to new people, because your boy is going global. Like I just showed you on the last episode that I just did yesterday, I had over 96,000 people that's visited the page. Guys, that's almost 100,000 people that has clicked to see what the Immaculate Podcast is all about. We are growing. We're growing at a rapid rate. Guys, I've only been doing this for less than 2 years. Matter of fact, I've only been doing it for a little over a year. This thing is growing like crazy, and it's because of you guys, and I can't do this without y'all. So if y'all want to support your boy, just give me a like. Share the content. If you guys want to be a part of this special event that I got going on the 27th, drop the donation. If you want to know what my Cash Cash App and Venmo is, let me know, because your boy will give you a shout out on the next podcast episode for the donation. I won't say how much you donate if you want to be private about it. Like I said, I had people that donated multiple $100s that said, do not shout my name out. I do not want people knowing that I did this. I just want to do it from the kindness of my heart. That's fine. I keep it real. Only you and I got to know about this. But what I do want people to know is that people care from many, many miles away. I don't care what state you're in. I don't care what country you're in, because apparently your boy's got fans in other countries, in Europe, in Asia, in all over the country. So here's the thing. Your boy wants to reach out to those people and get to know those people, because they want to take time to get to know your boy on the Immaculate Podcast. So, and I say all that to say that we're going to cut the stream right now and allow y'all to continue with your busy, beautiful Saturdays, because your boy's got to do the same. So you enjoy yourselves, you take care of yourself. I appreciate you for checking in with your boy and watching the recap of the Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul fight on the Immaculate Podcast. That is TheImmacula, TEPOD, C to the A to the S to the T. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the Immaculate Podcast. We will see y'all on the next episode of the Immaculate Podcast. Y'all be safe. I'll see you guys soon.
It's the Immaculate Podcast.
You are now listening to the Immaculate One.
The Immaculate Podcast.
You are now tuned into the Immaculate One.
It's the Immaculate Podcast.
You are now listening to the Immaculate One.
It's